We have Chairman Ed Cox, the GOP in New York State, a nationally, a figure of national prominence going back to the Nixon administration.
For how many years is he in national news?
I guess that's almost 60 years involved in involved in the presidency, one way or the other.
And at least 20 more to go.
Absolutely, no doubt about it, John.
Well, Happy New Year to you and Tricia.
Happy New Year to you and Margot, and to you, Curtis. And I have to say, it's a new era coming up.
Tell us about your vision for post-Trump.
Well, this is a new era. It's a Trump era. And things are turned upside down in politics. Republicans are now the party, the populist party, the party of the working class, while the Democrats are the party of the elite. They're the party of the woke, and the Republicans are the party of common sense. And they're the party of confusion, no leadership. The Obama, Biden, Hillary era is over. The leaders are in confusion. There's no leadership there. While we have one leader, Donald Trump, who has really the contrast between his first administration and the Biden administration, which is very artificial, is put in effect by Obama, really, and COVID, and that combination. And it proved to be an absolute disaster with inflation outstripping wages and wars abroad in Europe and in the Mideast. While the first Trump administration, we had secure borders. There was peace in the world. Real wages were going up. Inflation was low. And the contrast when Trump at the end of the campaign said, are you better off now than you were 4 years ago, borrowed from Ronald Reagan? The answer was we were better off 4 years ago. And that's why he won a real mandate, taking all the swing states and winning the popular vote. And in fact, Republicans leaving the voting booth, more voters for the first time since 1928 identified as Republican rather than Democrat.
Now,
so
Chairman,
we may be in a new era of politics.
Chairman Cox, we've seen both parties go too far to their extremes. Barry Goldwater, when he ran against LBJ, the party then said he went too far to the right. They eventually got back into power. You had Republicans like Rockefeller, you had Romney's dad, you just went on and on, Scranton. Said we went too far to the right. Then, of course, we ended up with Bill Clinton because the Democrats went too far to the left with McGovern. So I foresee the Democrats suddenly realizing that if they ever expect to get back into power, they can't keep moving left. The country is not ready for that.
Well, you bring up a very interesting point, and that is when one party wins the presidency, wins it. For instance, Johnson won. Kennedy won in '60, and the result was the Republicans went to their far right with Goldwater, and Johnson won in a landslide. With President Nixon, then candidate Nixon in '68 won, and the Democrats went to their base with McGovern. And the result was a landslide in '72 for Republicans. Now, in the way things work, President Trump wins in 2016, and the Democrats should have gone to their base, to Bernie Sanders, who actually came in second, to Hillary a close second. He should have been their candidate, and there should have been a good Trump win and a second Trump term. But Obama stepped in. He was young, vigorous, former president, and he fixed things so that this really incompetent president was elected with the help of COVID so he could hide from the people in his basement. And only the primary voters saw him, and they basically canceled him. They said, this guy doesn't have it. He came in fourth in the Iowa caucuses and fifth in New Hampshire. And but still, Obama fixed it in North Carolina, and he was sort of the good old Scranton Joe, and Democrats felt they could go back and vote for him, and he barely won. But people didn't realize he had huge deficiencies, and it was a tax and spend, inflation, weak policies abroad, and wars, and that brought down his government. So you brought up a good point about how parties who are out of power, what they do. I think the Democrats will go to their left again now that they have lost the presidency.
Wow.
And this, it's in many ways, it's the first administration for Donald Trump where he is really in control. His real first administration, I mean, it was Russia, the deep state harassing him, and yet he had a very successful administration. And if he follows through on his policies, the policies for the working people of America, the Republicans could have a very successful another term, and the leaderless Democrats end up going to their base, to their far left.
All right. Well, Chairman Cox, GOP, New York State, thank you for your observations. More importantly, your regular contributions to the 5 o'clock roundtable discussion of John Catsimatidis, Rita Cosby, as one of the Republicans. Then you had Judge Weinberg, Democrat. You have my husband-in-law, David Patterson. You should see the crew when they're all in here together.
Hey, congratulations, Curtis, on your cover in the Post. That was
front page.
You're on patrol again. That is terrific. The
yeah,
people
well,
in the subways need you.
Chairman, I've been telling you, we needed to get back into the subways because we are the people's choice. We don't have enough cops, so we got to do something. So that's it. We're back in the subways. We're going to keep everybody safe and secure.
It's great to see you there.
Thank you. Thank you, Chairman Cox.